everybody. Welcome to Bestie Book Reviews. I'm here with my bestie Mandy.
And I'm here with my bestie Jessica.
So
I ran over the book cart.
She did run
and then
over.
she was bleeding and she never said anything. So sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. It was an accident. It's what happens after we see Teddy Hamilton. It's what happened.
So you actually walked into my book cart. It was
No, I was walking away and you ran me over.
You had all this guilt for no reason.
Ran me over. Anyhow, it is time for us to. That's a notification. It's time for us to do our August TBR. Like July is pretty much over. We've got a few
Shut
days
your
left.
mouth.
Mandy is very upset about that, being a teacher and all.
I just need a little more summer.
It hasn't even been warm
sunny.
yet.
I know.
Yeah. So before we get started, what do you want to tell the lovely people?
Well, hit that subscribe button because we give away free books.
We do. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so how did you do for July?
Okay, in July, I got 7 books on my TBR, but one of the books that was a new release got moved out of the month. I read one that was on my June TBR and one that was back on my April TBR. So I feel very successful.
Yeah. So I'm the same way. I read 7 off of this TBR. 1 got moved yet again. And then I read 1 from June TBR.
Wow, that was
I know,
very
we did
similar.
really good.
Yes.
Yeah, like we did really good.
Are you sure you didn't read something from April?
I'd have to go look. I didn't go that far back. So, all right. So
Okay.
let's get started. Let's talk about books. So first we'll start off with the new releases, both audio and... We'll start with the new releases, both audio and physical.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
took you a while.
I know, it took me a second and a half. Okay, so the first book that I have for my August TBR is The Devil Himself. I can't take her anywhere, folks. The Devil Himself by B.B. Easton. This releases on August 29th. Can you be serious? We can finish this?
Yes. Yes, I am always.
Okay. The funny thing is they probably think that I'm the jokester and I'm the one making, and I'm rarely ever it.
What do you mean? Why do people think you would be the jokester?
Because I come off as an airhead sometimes. I'm really not. Okay. I'm really not. Okay. So this is the end of August. This is an August 29th release. This is the second book in the Devil of Dublin series. And what it says is a continuation of that story. It is different characters, but B.B. Easton says that you need to read Devil of Dublin before you read this one. But this one sounds like it is a heroine who is, I'm assuming she's in Ireland because these all take place in Ireland. And her town is bombed by Russians, or I don't know if it's Russian, like the Bratva, or if it's just Russians in general. And she finds a soldier in the ocean who is dying, a Russian soldier, and she rescues him and has to decide whether to let him die from whatever's going on with him or to keep him. And apparently she keeps him. So, but I'm really looking forward to this. I did apply for the ARC. We'll see what happens. I love Devil of Dublin.
On your true story.
A little bit. What? I didn't pull a Russian soldier out of the ocean.
And then kept him.
And then kept him.
Okay. Well, my first book is one I am very, 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 very excited about. And that's The Dark Before Light by L.M. Halloran. I absolutely love her, so I'm very excited about this. It comes out on August 9th. And this is about a name that I cannot pronounce.
Kieran.
Kieran is a billionaire. And he is breaking, like he's having a breakdown, and he is forced into therapy by his company. He runs this like billionaire company. Okay. So I'm not, maybe he's not actually a billionaire. He runs, no, I think he is. I think he's very wealthy, but he runs this big company. And so he's forced into therapy, and his therapist is somebody that he did something kind for or favor for many years ago, and he doesn't remember her. And she really wants to help him because of this. So she's his therapist. And he doesn't necessarily want there to be boundaries.
Okay.
So I'm so excited. She's such a phenomenal writer, and I just love taboo stuff. I need a really good taboo book. No, I like can't wear makeup because I break out horrifically. If you watched our channel, you've seen that happen a few times. But look how dark under my eyes.
Well, I think it's the lighting in here, and we have been go, go, go since we landed. That's not a ring light. I don't think that's gonna help. Okay, so my next release, I forgot to put down the date. I know it's mid-August. We will put it down here somewhere of the release for this one, but it is Owen by BJ Alpha. This is the third book in her Storm series. We've had Shaw and Tate, and now it is Owen's turn. I don't know much about it. I should have the arc any second now, but I do know that in Tate's book, we saw that Owen seems to have a thing for Tate's younger sister who came home from being abroad and announced
August 6th.
Thank you. August 6th, who came home from being abroad and announced that she was married and pregnant, and like immediately made him mad. Like he's always had a thing for her, but it's like his best friend's sister, so little sister. So I think that's what it is. So, but Owen's very mysterious as well. He's got his hand in a few cookie jars that are a little interesting. So I'm really looking forward to this.
So we'll have to see if BJ can convince you to like best friend's little sister.
I know. I mean, it's BJ. I'm gonna love it. So
I'm gonna message her and suggest she write brother's best friend.
I would probably only read it that way. There has to be a reason.
As a rom-com.
No, BJ doesn't do rom-coms. And here's the deal. If I'm reading brother's best friend, there has to be a reason. I don't understand the reason. Why are you separate? Just because it's your brother's best friend? It doesn't make any sense. Just go date the guy. Who cares? Anyhow, we're all adults here. Go date who you want. Next.
Did your brother have a good friend that you wanted to date and you didn't, and that's
no, but my friend dated my brother.
Who?
We'll talk after the video. He was engaged to her too.
Again, who?
Again, we'll talk after the video. I don't think we need to put it out there, okay? Because it didn't work out. Okay. Don't even. We're not spilling that tea.
I was just gonna say there's been a lot in your brother's life, so my not unknowing fiance or a wife.
You just forgot.
Oh, did she live by you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Now I remember.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Next.
Oh, next is Melky by Daisy J. So this is part of the DNF series. So the whole DNF series is actually on both of our TBRs. And we're going to be doing a vlog with it, so stay tuned. This is fun novellas by some really fun authors. And so it's definitely going to probably be smutty. It's supposed to be a little cringy, so it's supposed to be kind of funny. So Melky is a MFV romance.
And the V is?
Vacuum.
Yeah.
Okay, so Misty Walker, B. Saab Jenkin, like several.
There's a lot.
Fun
We've been getting
authors,
the arcs recently, like all weekend long to our phones, and I can't even tell you some of the names. Summer O'Toole was one. Mm-hmm. But we'll have a separate video out with all of that.
Check out our vlog, but just know August 9th, the DNF series.
It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're looking forward to that. Okay, so the next book that I have is the book that I've had on my TBR for the last 2 months. Now this is month 3 because it's gotten moved yet again for whatever reason, and the author has said it's because she wants to make sure it's the best that it can be. So that is The Chrysalis of Aurelia George by B.B. Reed. So this is a why choose. This is I think it's like a plane crash or snowed in type situation, and it is a plane crash. It's a plane crash.
Nice.
and in
nice,
northern
but...
Canada, I think. So I've talked about it for the last 2 TBR videos, so we're just gonna move on from there. But it should be out August 22nd.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you for sharing.
Mm-hmm. You're very welcome. I enjoyed that. Next.
Okay. I saw a few more new releases, but July was packed with new releases for me. August is way more lighter.
Yeah, I have more.
Too?
I mean, I have more, but yeah.
Okay, so my next one is Alone with You by Ali Martinez, and this comes out August 22nd. And so what I know about this book, he was in a war and now he's a recluse. He doesn't like to leave his house, but he forces himself once a week to walk down the block to the local diner. The local diner has now switched owners. Okay. And he forces himself to do that for his daughter's sake. Okay. The new owner is from his past somehow. And she is like one of the few allies he has when a news crew comes to town and starts poking around in his life. Sounds very good. I feel like there's some sort of mystery going on. Something, you know? Mm-hmm. So, like, yeah, I'm excited to read it. I like Allie Martinez. So.
Yeah. So the next book I have is Rally by Devaney Perry. This is the third book in her Treasure State Wildcat series. This actually audio comes out the same day as the book, which is on August 6th. And this is Rush's book. We've seen Rush in the first two books. Now these can be read as standalones, but we have seen Rush in the first two books. And he is the college football player that we know got his girlfriend pregnant. And it's like the big scandal at the college. Well, what this is telling us is his girlfriend, or not necessarily the girlfriend, the girl that he got pregnant is she's homeless and she's pregnant. And how does that work? He's like the big playboy, like he is like the, you know, the big rising star, and it's a thing. So their relationship's been teased a little bit. We have only heard of him. We have not seen her. So I'm really excited for this one.
When does this come out?
The 6th.
Oh, nice. I need to add that to my list.
Mm-hmm.
I have too much to read.
Same, I have too much to read. Okay.
It's just stop overwhelming.
I know.
Okay, next up, August 29th, I actually have a kind of a break, so maybe I can fit that in.
Okay.
I have August 29th, I have The Summer I First Saw You by Elizabeth O'Rourke, which I am so excited about. Mm-hmm. So in the last one, the book was about Liam, and we got little teasers. So his friend Harrison we're a little confused about what's going on. They think his life is going one way, and it sounds like Harrison is hiding a lot of stuff from his friends. And Daisy is Liam's niece, but she's significantly younger than them. And we know from based on the end of the book that she shows up at Harrison's house, and she's now going to blackmail Harrison in letting her stay. And I'm excited about this because this definitely has that taboo aspect. I know it's like uncle's good friend, but he actually changed her diapers when she was little. So there's like a big age gap there. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That's what he says anyways. He's like, I can't think of her like that. I changed her diaper when she was little.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. So excited about that one.
All right. So the next new release I have for you is A Single Thread of Hope by Grace McGinty. This comes out on August 15th. This is the second book in this. It's the conclusion. This is a duet. The first book came out a month or two ago. And this is number 2 in her Hanging by a Thread duet. And this is the conclusion of that story. I've talked about it several times. I'm so excited for this. I know Grace is still currently writing it, and I was like, are you gonna make the deadline? Like, are we gonna have to push it back? And she's like, absolutely not, still an August release. So
she cranks those books out.
But she's not sending out arcs this time because she's up like on the wire with them. So I'm really excited. So yay.
Okay. My next one actually comes out on July 31st, and I debated whether or not to put it in this, but I decided I was going to because I want to. Mm-hmm. And it's our channel, so we
can do what we want.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is happening right here?
I have no idea.
You did
static.
My hair today.
It's static.
This is my stylist, Jessica.
I did do your hair today. I flat ironed it for you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay. I Wish I Would Have Warned You by Whitney G. Okay. I have been loving this series, so this is going to be book number 3, and this is Emily and her stepbrother. Sure. So I don't know a whole bunch about it. Like, it says that he is the only one who sees through her sexy sarcasm, and she kind of sees how damaged he is. But the problem is they are about to become step siblings. Mm-hmm. So very excited.
Okay. All right, so the next book I have, this is an audio release. The book has been out for a while, but it is by Frenzy I Ruined by Cora Riley. This is book 5 in the Sins of the Father series. The audio will release on August 22nd. This is Nevio's book. Nevio is very, very dark. That's Remo and Serafina's son, and his love interest, isn't it?
I don't know who you're talking about, because when I read his story, it was Nevo.
Nevio.
In my head, is Nevo.
Yeah. So he is Who's his love interest? I know his parents, but I can't think of his name off the top of my head. It's the guy, the boxing guy, the one that's Arya's brother.
I want to say it starts with an S.
Their last name is Scuderi, so that's probably why.
But I keep wanting to say Salvatore, and that's not it.
You know what? It doesn't matter. This is his book. He's dark. It's good, okay?
Do you want me to look it up?
No,
or
it's
just
fine.
gonna cut that out?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, you know, he's very dark. He's very flawed. He's got issues. I can't wait. Right up my alley.
I read it.
I know, and I've been wanting to read it.
So good.
But when I saw that she had audio coming out, I was like, done.
Yeah.
She always has good audio.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm mindlessly agreeing. I think
we actually met Tor Thom today and talked with him, and he was her Remo. And he's done a couple of her other books, but he was Remo, and he did a very good Remo. So, okay. Next.
Well, next I'm not going to be able to go back to work at the end of August because I have too much reading to do. Next, I'm going to be reading the Frozen Fate series.
All three of the trilogy.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm halfway through this book when I paused because I was like, there's so much going on. I'm not going to remember what's happened here when I read book 2 and then book 3. So I decided to pause and then I'm going to read them all together. So this is why I'm going to have to, I don't know what I'm going to do.
So what's coming out this month?
Oh, the third book is coming out this month, which I thought you were talking about.
No, I'm just talking about the audio.
Oh, that's right. So book number 3 comes out August. It's the same
26th.
day as the 26th. Oh, my son's 16th birthday. I also have to be at work all day long that day.
Oh man, that's gonna suck.
I know.
Yeah. So my next rec is the audio of Hills of Shivers and Shadows by Pam Godwin. It'll be out on the 27th.
Are you holding? I don't.
You can
want
hold
to let it. It's a big book.
It's a big book. So the audio is the next one on my list. Even though I beta read this and I read it back in January, I will be listening to the audio. I have not gone back and reread the book since Pam made the changes that were suggested by the beta readers and the thing. So I'm really curious to see what has actually changed. So,
well, you were quizzing me quite a bit when I was reading it.
Yeah, I was. But I'll just listen to it and call it good. So,
okay. Do you know who the narrators are?
No, I know the one that she did is this guy that she's really excited about. I think she said he's just done a lot of anime stuff. But it's somebody I hadn't heard of before. So, no, I don't know who the narrators are.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. I will be listening to the book. So, it does for the narrators, but I don't know who they are. Okay. All right. So you go again because I just went.
Okay. Okay, next up I have, where am I at? Oh, Wicked Scandal by Rachel Lee. This is a reverse age gap and it's student teacher, which I normally don't, I like it to be like college for that to happen. But he comes to her rescue on the worst night of her life, which has something to do with her abusive husband. And there's sports in this. I think it's hockey.
I keep wanting to look over here because my camera's typically over here, but it's over here this time. So guys, if you see me looking this way, it's because I'm so
pretty much the
confused.
Whole time
I look at you too, but yeah.
So I thought it sounded good.
Yeah. Okay, so my next release actually comes out on August 1st, and this is Broken, and it is by Serena Ackroyd. I know a lot of you guys like Serena Ackroyd. This, I couldn't find a lot of information because the blurb is fairly vague, but it looks like he is a priest, and he has his vow of celibacy, and God sends him an angel, and this angel is sent to tempt him, and it sounds like she's a virgin as well. I am excited about this. I like Serena Ackroyd, and priest books don't always work for me just because I don't get the taboo since I was not raised Catholic or anything. I was raised, in a non-denominational church, so I don't have that taboo aspect of it. But I like Serena Ackroyd, so I'm really looking forward to this.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. That's your foot. Sorry.
That's my piggies.
What is my foot
Yes.
touching? Okay, next I have When We Lied by Claire Contreras. And she wrote the other hockey book.
Until I Get You.
Thank you. And so this is the second book it's now a series. So this is book number 2 in that world. So Oh, if I would have looked at my notes. Same world as Until I Get You.
We're tired.
We have Phineas, who hooks up with this girl, and they do no names, all that stuff, okay? But then he comes back 4 years later on, brand new to he comes back 4 years later to be on the brand new professional hockey team in this town. And he seeks her out wanting answers.
Okay.
And I am perplexed by that.
I had a hiccup there.
I mean, thinking on how, like, different books I've read, I have some ideas, but I really don't know where we're going with it. And Claire Contreras writes a little bit darker sometimes. So,
sometimes, yeah.
You know, just don't know where that's going to go. But I'm excited to read it.
Exactly. Okay, so this is my last new release. This is releasing on August.
A lot of new releases.
I do. This is releasing on August 9th. This is Tamed for Her Pleasure. This is by L.D. Lane. This was a surprise release. Do not laugh. You enjoyed the Centaur book. This is
Tamed for Her Pleasure.
Tamed for Her Pleasure. Now, listen, I'll tell you what it's about and you'll get it. You'll get it when I tell you what it's about. So
I probably should duct tape my mouth to impress
so good. It's the 23rd book in her Coveted Prey series. This is it's an Omegaverse fantasy. Yeah. But this is about our heroine is a barbarian warrior, and so is the hero. And so that's how he tames her. She's a beta. He is an alpha. She's got to be tamed. So.
Did your husband tame you?
A little bit. A little bit.
Thank you for sharing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, my next book is Return to Us by Corinne Michaels, because we were at the panel and Corinne was talking about this and Jessica's like, have you read that one yet? And I'm like, no, but I need to.
And I was like, the heroine's name is Jessica. You really need to read it.
So Jessica is in a plane crash, and so she has to go back home to recover, and she ends up working together with this guy that I don't know his name yet, that they knew each other. Sounds like they're high school sweethearts and they broke up. Okay, and so they're working together, and she keeps seeing him with his daughter. He's a single dad, and she keeps seeing him with his daughter and starts to rekindle some feelings.
It's really good. Okay.
I know, you told me during the panel.
I know. Yeah.
I'm disappointed.
I'm very
that
upset.
You hadn't told me before.
I told you a long time ago. Okay, so the next book I have is, control yourself. Taken by the Vampire King. This is by Roxy Ray and Lindsay Devon. This has been making the rounds recently. This sounds like, from what I've seen, it's a human woman who is sold as a sacrifice to the Vampire King. That's all I need to know.
Oh my God.
It's a forced relationship. Her dad sells her. I don't know why. I'm so ready for it. So, all right. Okay, next.
Okay, next I have Corrupt Loyalties by Emily Bowie. And this is a mafia. It's an arranged marriage. I don't know a ton about it, but I was talking with her and it sounded really good and I liked the cover. And I like mafia, and I've not read anything by her, so I'm very excited to read this one. So if you're ready to try a new mafia author and you haven't read her, give her a try.
Okay.
I'm very excited. I really like this cover.
It's a very cute,
it's like
nice cover.
It's so simplistic, but
it's
sophisticated looking. I just love it.
Okay, so the next book that I have is See You Again by Rin Shear. I'm so excited for this one. This is about Riley. She goes to a small town for her best friend's bachelorette party. She ends up having a one-night stand, and then finds out, they don't exchange any information. And then she finds out that she's pregnant. She has no way to get a hold of this guy. And then a handful of months later, Jasper sees someone who's the guy, this is the guy she's had the one night stand with. He sees someone who he's pretty sure is her, but he's like, it can't be because she's pregnant and she's blind. So what happened there? I'm so excited for this one. I think this is like a read on the airplane home book.
No kidding.
Yeah.
All right, next I have Confess by A. Zavarelli. And I don't know much about this book at all. Jessica read the third book in this series that I really wanted
read all of them.
to read it. And so you suggested I just go ahead and start at the beginning. So this is an attorney. He's super rich. Maybe
Might be a prosecutor. I could be wrong.
He's unethical, it sounded like.
A little bit.
And there's an arranged marriage, and she is not happy.
Yeah, no. She's like a con woman.
Yeah.
And he kind of like blackmails her into marriage, I think, if I remember right. It's really good.
So
okay, so my next book is Dying to Love, and this is by Reese Rivers. So this says, just the top so you guys know, this is post-apocalyptic. So it says 662 days since the dead rose up, 413 days since I've spoken to another living human, 4 men who have climbed my fence looking for safety. I bet they did. 1 chance for love. So it sounds like it's reverse harem. I know that she has like her own little compoundish area or something that they break into. So you guys know that I like post-apocalyptic. So this spoke to me. So we're going to go with it.
okay, so this is another book I got here at Romance Invades the Rockies. This is The Sky at Night by Samantha Lovelock. I like the cover a lot. So this is Rockstar, and our heroine sounds like, I mean, she talks about how she survived a waking nightmare by terrorizing others, and then somehow she ends up meeting up with this rock star. And my understanding is he's going through some stuff. Okay, so
All right.
I will do better at explaining that book, but I just
after you read it, yeah, exactly. So the next book I have, I don't have the physical copy here because I left it at home, but I do have it at home, and that is Her Vicious Angel by Kate Raven. I am loving the books that I've been reading by Kate Raven lately. This is her Mafia series. It's Brava, I believe. And this guy is supposed to be crazy and unhinged, just like in The Catcher. And Kate told me that he is her most unhinged of all of her characters, which is
like, why didn't you tell me to read this first?
Crazy. Yeah. So this is about our heroine who gets like a job opportunity in Russia, but she's told that when she gets there, it's like to be like she has to marry this guy when she gets there for the job, like to be his fake wife kind of a thing. And then when she gets there, she realizes that this wasn't him that set it up, and he doesn't want anything to do with her, but he has to do the marriage, and so he's extremely cruel to her. And I'm ready.
All right, so next I have The Playboy by Marty Mann, and he is a billionaire, and he's used to kind of having his one nights and moving on, and he has a one-night stand with this woman, but she really kind of captures his attention, and he decides he wants her, and she wants nothing to do with him, and he, of course, has got to figure out how to fix that problem.
Yeah. All right, so the next one I have is a book that we got here this weekend. This is by Casey Lynn, and this is The Ultimate Sacrifice. You just want to look at that with me for a while? Do you guys need to know any more? It's Firefighter.
Can you tell us about the book?
You're gonna look at it. Okay. So this is about Austin. He's a lieutenant for the fire department, and he has a thing for little Miss Thing Zoe. She owns the bar, or a bar in town, but she also takes care of her sister who has special needs. And I don't know, he's gonna storm her castle. I have no clue what's gonna happen, but I just needed to see that cover, and that was enough. So Firefighter. I got a thing for firefighters.
Covers do sell books, folks.
They do. All of these discreet covers, that doesn't for me.
This was the discreet cover, and I actually really like it.
Yeah, that is nice, yeah. But, I mean, for me, I don't mind having a body on my books.
For me, it depends on the body.
It does depend on the body, yes. Okay, what else you got?
Well, speaking of Casey Lynn, I do have the Men of Honor series. It's 3 books. So these guys were all Navy SEALs, and my understanding is this is their stories after they get back, right?
Yeah, they all went through something pretty traumatic.
Yeah. And so they each have their own book, and hopefully on their way to love. You know more about this than I do.
Yeah, I love this series. It's all 3 of them. They were actually taken when they were in Afghanistan and held for a time with someone else who becomes a part of the series, and they all have trauma. And it's so good. The audio is great. There is some amazing fan videos that I guess Casey knows who put it up. The person who did them on YouTube is no longer with us. She's passed on, but she did these amazing videos. If you just look up Casey Lynn, then you'll see them. They're so good.
So I'm very excited to read this series. I've been wanting to read it for some time.
Yeah, those videos are what actually got me to read the books in the first place, and then I was hooked. And her audio is amazing for this. Okay, and so my last book that I have is The Sinful Queen, and this is by Emily Bowie. I've never read Emily Bowie, but she was one of the authors here this weekend, so I grabbed one by her. So this is dark, this is mafia, this is surprise pregnancy. I don't need to know more than that, so we'll let you know how this one goes.
I went out of order. It never works out when I
Don't go out of order.
Okay, my next book, Shattered Truce by Helena Hunting, but she's writing as H. Hunting for this series. So this is like the next generation from the Puck series. So we have BJ, who is Randy and Lily's son. Okay, and so he's obviously
hot.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Anyway, so we have Winter, and Winter, I believe, is a new character, unless I'm really mixing some stuff up. And he almost runs her over, and then she like yells at him and rides off, and he doesn't, like, he's intrigued apparently at that point. So she apparently is stuck in a prison of a life, and they start falling for each other. And he says that she can be his icy Cinderella, and he will be her Prince Not So Charming, but the truth is going to shatter them.
Okay.
So don't know what that's about, but wow.
Yeah.
If I take a long time to read this
Those
book.
eyes, actually, his eyes trip me up in there.
Yeah. He is going to go right next to the anti-stepbrother.
Oh, okay. All right, guys, so that's it. So those are the 30 books that we want to read in August. It's weird saying August.
Like 32, because that one book is 3 books.
Yeah, but still.
I've got a lot to read. Oh my gosh.
It's our 30.
Let's wrap this up. I gotta go read.
Go. Your turn.
Okay, bye.
Nope, you gotta close us out.
Okay, hit that subscribe button. Make sure to hit the notification button, because we have new videos for you every Monday, Thursday, and Saturday. Sometimes we have bonus videos on Wednesday.
Yep. Do you want them to tell us anything?
You already told them.
What?
At the very beginning.
What? No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did. You wanted them to comment about...
That was on the other video.
Oh. Okay. Comment below with what is on your August TBR. Are there any new releases you're really looking forward to? What are some books you really want to read? Tell us all about your TBR. We'd love to comment and interact with you in the comments.
Yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next video.